be with Dr. Bartholomew Orr, pastor, author, husband, family man, and thought leader as he encounters other believers who have impacted the world with their God-given gifts and talents. Let's meet the people who are moving the church forward with their faith, wisdom, direction, and innovation. It's spiritual, it's motivational, it's Church Forward.
Hello, guys. This is Bartholomew Orr, and join me on the journey as we chronicle the stories and lifestyle of some of the world's most innovative people who will share how their faith, wisdom, and direction really have helped them to change lives and make a difference in these unprecedented times. And it is my prayer that these out-of-the-box conversation will really help each one of us to really think and do the unthinkable in these unprecedented times, especially as we are engaging with extraordinary individuals. And it is my pleasure today to have the one and only TV personality, Gina Neely. How are you doing?
I'm good. How about yourself, Pastor?
I am doing great. Awesome. First of all, I need to thank you because you gave me an opportunity to come on your show,
yes,
and actually do a little spiel for the book, Outside the Box. So I appreciate you giving me that opportunity.
Absolutely. You know, I was trying to look at Bluff City Life to try to promote anything that's good in Memphis. You know, we get enough negative news and press all the time. So for 1 hour, you get all the good in Memphis. So, and you're the good.
Well, hey, now how long have you been doing TV?
Been doing TV or that show? Just TV?
Just TV, period.
I guess for about 16 years, yeah.
Was it hard breaking into that?
It wasn't hard for me. I was chosen, so it wasn't like I was looking for it. So it took me a year to actually do the deal because I fought it for so hard, and everybody was like, don't block your blessing. I was like, I don't want to do TV. Let me do radio. I don't want to do TV. I want everybody looking at me. But, you know, I jumped and went on out there and did it.
Well, hey, and I asked this question because you're known for cooking. And I was like, can you really cook?
Yes. That is always the question. But of course, when you do a TV show, you have food styles and a whole team to make things look good. Now, as far as for the presentation of a TV show, no, my greens are just going to be in the pot. I'm going to put them on the plate and we're going to just eat out.
I mean, how did you start on just the cooking journey itself?
Okay, so I was working at Neely's Barbecue with my ex-husband, Patrick, and we were doing they did a show called Road Taste It with the Dean brothers, and it was anyone who could ship a product, so we shipped barbecue sauce, and they went to our Nashville store as opposed to the Memphis store. So I said, well, and I had a girl trip planned, I was supposed to go another way, and that opportunity came, and I was like, let me go because I want to make sure it look pretty, they don't look country, make sure we represent. So I canceled my trip, and I went, and I wasn't even on camera. I was literally just getting everything pretty and getting everybody ready, making sure the employees looked presentable, and just talking. And it was weird because the whole time the producer was watching me. I never knew this.
Wow.
And when he got done and we wrapped up everything, he's like, do you ever think about doing TV? And I said, no, never. He said, what do you think about it? I said, nothing. I don't think anything about it. I think it's nice, it's cool, but I don't want to do it. And he was like, okay. He said, but can I come back and talk with you? And I was like, yeah. I didn't really take him serious. It's kind of like he'll probably forget about it when he gets back to New York. And then he had a call and we came back. And I was just like, he sat us down and with the whole family. And I just, I guess it was difficult for me because it took a year to do the deal. Like the head of Food Network came down, wanted to know, what's the hold up? And they were like, she's the hold up. So it was just a different way. Like that felt like so open and so invasive to me. But at the same time, I realized my personality is people and very open. I deliver like that, but I'm really kind of an introvert, which nobody really believes, but I am an introvert to a certain degree. So that was just a lot. But yeah, but luckily we had great producers to kind of hold my hand, walk us through each thing. And so it was a very welcoming environment. It wasn't like hard or grind or uncomfortable. They made it very, very nice and peaceful for me. And that's my first time.
Now, you say you're an introvert. So if you had to really describe yourself, what words, if you only had 3 words to choose to describe yourself, what would they be?
Introvert, extrovert. And just, I know that's weird, but it's like a balance. Sometimes people think when you're very outgoing, that, you have to come back within and feed that and kind of calm down.
I think a lot of people that especially have to be in the public all the time.
Yes.
Really, how do you say it? We welcome the opportunity of just kicking back and just being alone
I call that my
and
renewing
just
time.
chilling.
Yeah, that's my
Yes.
renewing time. And
Yeah.
people know that phone will go on do not disturb, and it's just like, she's having a quiet time.
Well, Valerie and I, we did a sabbatical, I guess, the other year, and so we were gonna stay in town, and we were gonna, just be
like
away.
a staycation.
But I was talking with Bishop Walker, and he said, "Man, I just came from Hawaii." I said, "You know what? All right, I'm gonna book something," and we stayed gone, and it was the most wonderful time of just from California to Hawaii.
Yeah, yeah.
I think we ended up in the Virgin Islands, but
Yeah.
it was wonderful, and it was just great just being us together.
You know what's, I was like that. Like I enjoyed the us, component of things, and then always like wanting to have my girlfriends with me. But
Yeah.
you know what? It's something to be said to travel by yourself.
Now I haven't.
Quietly.
Well, I take that back. I do have to travel by myself often because if I'm doing a mission trip, especially overseas.
No, just for enjoyment. No
Ah,
mission,
for
no
just
work.
enjoyment.
Just for you to decompress. It was uncomfortable at first, but it was an unlearning for me of a lot of things. So I welcomed it. Yeah. That was really stepping out of my zone.
Yeah, that would be an outside the box moment
But
for
it's good.
Orr.
It is. It is because you kind of can hear more. Things become clear, clarity. Vision is pure. You just sit with yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I know I'm an odd cookie.
Hey, well,
I'm an odd cookie. I know.
but I mean, so Memphis is home for you?
Memphis is home, born and raised.
Wow.
Orange Mound, Tennessee.
Get out of here. The capital of Tennessee.
Yes,
Orange Mound.
yes.
So Melrose?
Melrose, class in 1983.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Well, good. So you know what? Denise.
Denise Green. Yep, that's my classmate. Her mom and my mom are very good friends. Her mom calls me little girl. Come here, little girl. So yeah.
Small world.
Oh, Memphis is Mayberry. That's what I love about it.
So was it there that your roots and faith came to being?
In Melrose, or you mean
Or
in Orange
just
Mound?
in Orange
Oh,
Mound?
for sure in Orange Mound. Like, my great-great-grandmother was very pivotal in my life, like very inspirational in my life. And I grew up around a lot of elderly women because my mother was a single parent. So when I'm the baby of the family, so I stayed with my great-great-grandmother because I was too young to go to school. So I was around all senior citizens, but just women who were able to just kind of put their hands down on me. They used to call me Polly Parrot and feed me with butter cookies. And I would tell everybody business. Yeah, and I got fed with butter cookies. Yeah, they were like, come here, Polly. I'm like, guess what? Yeah.
Wow. So great grandmother was one of those spiritual pillars.
Yes. Vacation Bible School, Wednesday night Bible study.
And what
Sunday night
church
for me,
did you grow up in?
Mount Pisgah CME on Marshall. Park
Okay.
Avenue, Marshall.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Yeah.
My goodness. So how did that just shape your faith? Tell me about how your faith has even, started and how it has evolved.
I think because it started with such structure in the church, it was always very easy for me to go. I didn't see church as some people would say, oh, we were going all the time. I was so sick of church. I was enjoying it because Vacation Bible School, I was with my friends, Sunday school, I was a Brownie, then a Girl Scout. So everything I did was around the church. So I've always been there. And so that to me has always been my foundation. And I'm so grateful because there was a time when I was doing TV that I was glad I had that faith background because I was able to have that foundation to stay grounded and not lose myself amongst all the lights. I always knew who I was because when you go into that kind of industry, if you don't know who you are, people will start defining who you are. So you have to know so you can say, no, that's not me. You have to know and have that and be able to walk that walk.
Have there been times ever that you struggled even with your faith or?
Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. When bad things happen or you feel like that wasn't supposed to be. But what I've learned is because people say, oh, God wouldn't have that happen. But sometimes God does allow bad things to happen to redirect your energy, to redirect you. So I stopped looking at it like that, like my faith is being tested, more like there's a lesson in there and I need to figure out what that lesson is. And maybe I need to get it before I can move on.
Any children?
Yes, I have two daughters, Spencer and Shelby, 34 and 28. And I'm a new Gigi. Spencer had a baby. He's 14 months, Noah.
Congratulations. The first one?
First one, a boy.
Oh, my goodness. And so you had all girls and then you have your first grandson.
Yes.
I know he's going to be spoiled.
He's already spoiled. Ooh, that thing, he has just snatched my heart out of my chest. Ah!
Now, is he here locally?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so you get a chance to spoil him
Yes,
really
and that
well.
was a big part of me coming back, like staying in Memphis. I reached out to Channel 5 because when I saw that position come up, I wanted to produce the show. And it was just like I went on, I told them my ideas, and they were like, well, who's going to do it? You got to do it. And I was like, well, I don't really want to do it. I want to get behind the camera. It's been, when I think about my life, I've spent many, many times trying to get behind the camera. But it always just happened
But God
with me.
just keep pushing you forward.
Yes, Lord. And I had to stop fighting them. Okay, Lord, have your way. And
Well,
just
the
let
Lord
it be.
is definitely blessing.
Yes, he is.
So wisdom. Over the years, how has your just understanding and definition of wisdom evolved?
I would say probably just some of the tough lessons, being able to sort of withstand that. And even though you may grow up with a different kind of background, but being able to get the lesson and looking at the older people and how I always tell these kids today, y'all don't like to listen to nobody. But I was one of those people who would sit on the porch and soak up. While they were snapping them beans, I'd be just listening. I snap my little beans too. So I've always been around elderly people. And to me, that is just like a walking experience. So it's just like I'm always looking and learning and sucking that up.
Well, I think we miss that with the up and coming generations today.
Oh my!
Because
I miss it
I did
so
a lot of
much.
that as well.
Oh,
always hanging around
right?
old people, sitting
But
on
it
the
just
sitting
does
on the
something
porch.
to your spirit, right?
It really
And I
does.
try to tell these kids that, and even if you try to do it another way where they can receive it, they just already know everything. So you just have to say, well, you'll get that lesson.
And oftentimes they have to learn it the hard way.
And that's what you try to protect them from.
Right.
But sometimes the bumps and bruises have to happen.
Yeah.
And that's not to kind of step back as a mom and be like, let her just have her way. Yeah.
All right. So all of these open doors, a lot of them you haven't even asked for them, but God have just opened it up. But now looking back, what would you say to others that are just trying to be successful, trying to break out and to really excel in their game? What words of wisdom?
I would probably say, take your time. A no is not a no. It could be not now, not yet, because I saw a no as a hard no. So I had to kind of learn that myself, like, well, maybe that's just not for me right now, because I would see it later. And even when something doesn't make sense and you pray about it and it just doesn't make sense and it doesn't happen, that's confusion. If you don't have the clarity and the clearness of a project or something, you just kind of go, should I do that? More than likely slow down some and step back. Just don't be so eager to have success. Success is labeled differently for so many people. Success for me is not necessarily like oodles of money, cars, and entourage. No, that's not. Success for me is a peace of mind, walking in my own space, in my own path, my own rhythm. That to me is success. So it's just whatever success defines you, but you have to figure that out and know what that is and stand on that.
When you were just talking, that I've forgotten where I read it at, but it's the old picture of someone climbing a ladder, only to get to the top and realize they had the ladder on the wrong wall. So you really have to define, like you say, what success is going to be so that you can help navigate your life.
Because
toward
society
that.
has a way of making us feel like we have to constantly be grinding. We have to have 15 jobs. We got to be here. Our faces got to be here. No. Let people miss you. You'd be surprised how they respond when you step out again. You have to set that tone. And I've lived very fast, so I can say that now. Yeah. I mean, I was living so fast and on book tours and stuff and going to different cities. I would be in a whole nother city and say, oh, California. So people be like, no, baby, you in Arizona. I'd be like, what? That was that fast.
Wow.
And that's when I knew that life, TV life on that level wasn't for me. Because I just couldn't get comfortable in the seat. I couldn't rest. I kept squirming.
You
and that's
can't
a sign
enjoy
to me.
it.
And I wasn't enjoying it. I was so exhausted. Yeah. And I kept telling total strangers, I'm so tired. Like, I was just tired and nobody heard me. Nobody heard me.
Wow.
So, and I was just like, this can't be it. This cannot be it. And it's just too much. It's just too much.
Sometimes I pity people because a lot of time people look at successful stars, individuals, and everybody's like, I want that, I want that, I want that. And you're like, you really don't know what you're asking
Well, and
for.
then they think something is wrong or something is different when they feel like you didn't keep it, not knowing that you released it. It wasn't like that was for me to release because it wasn't working for me. So it's just kind of what works for you.
That's wisdom within itself.
Yeah.
What really works for you. Each one of us are unique. God has wired us unique, and it's okay to embrace that and to feel good about yourself.
Yeah. But that comes with time, because when you're in the public spotlight, everybody has an opinion. And it's just that constant white noise, ta, 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 ta. And if you're weak in any kind of way, because let me tell you, social media was just kind of taking off right at the rise of my fame.
Okay.
And people were just like, oh my God, I hate her voice. Oh my God, she's there. Oh my God. It was just like, and they were like, Gina, whatever you do, don't read the comments. Don't read the comments. I was like, but you know me, Miss Nosy. And I was like, because every one thing, like 100 people can say, oh my God, you're amazing, you're beautiful. That one person say, no, like I can't stand her. And that one thing is going to stick.
Okay, so how do you tune out that negativity?
Whew. You just have to get quiet. And like I said, don't read it. I don't even entertain it. I know people, like I just lost my Facebook page. That's a prime example. I had 500,000 followers. Do you think I tried to get it back? I got my page got hacked, so I figured maybe it needs to get hacked. I don't care. I'm not doing that, because it feels like too much access, too many people in your life. It's just every moment, every step. Like, let me enjoy where I'm at. You don't have to always hold the phone up. You don't have to always record. Just be in the moment.
And enjoy the moment.
And enjoy it, because you'll miss it.
Hey, and so oftentimes we don't realize, but life is so short, and I like that. Enjoy the moment.
Yeah.
Well, you're giving out a lot of wisdom even now. I hope people are listening and taking it all in. Direction. So, I know you've said a lot of these things have just opened for you. But when you think about direction and just your own personal direction, what will you give to others in terms of navigating, setting course, in terms of moving forward?
Well, let me say this, because I feel like my success was at a different time, because I didn't go to college. And people are always shocked when I say I only went to high school. I have a high school diploma. So now I feel like in this world now, you're going to need both.
Okay.
And if you don't decide to go to school, you definitely need to get a skill set. You can't stay at mom and dad's. We have to be responsible adults. Right. And when you figure that out, and it may not look like everybody else. Your mom may say, I'm not going to be a doctor, Mom. I want to be a welder. That's what I want to do. I'm going to weld. Be okay with that. And we can't allow our parents to sort of bring their dreams upon us. Because parents have a way of doing that. And I want to make sure I never did that with my girls. But just allowing yourself the space to fall. A failure isn't a failure. Just, if you fall one time, just... let me try this again, but I'm going to go this way and see if that'll get it. Something's going to catch. You just have to figure that out.
So there's definitely been time that you had to just pivot and change direction.
Sure. Yeah, me moving back home to Memphis was a big pivot, because I had no idea what I was going to do. And then people kind of don't want to touch you because they feel like, oh, she's this big celebrity, she's going to be too expensive, or she's going to be this, or she's going to be too much. Well, if they say, so people say all the time, oh, you're just too much. And I say, you think so? And I do a twirl and say, too much? And go on, because what's too much? I hate that when people say that, because let people be how they are. But so you have to figure out, okay, so I've had this gift of TV. I'm cool with that. Don't love it, but maybe I could do it in a smaller way. And that's when I thought about the TV show here.
And tell me about the show.
Bluff City Life has been, it's been on TV on Channel 5. I think Janine did it before. So when she was leaving to go with her mom, to work with her mom, I said, oh, that's an opportunity. So I just emailed, and they were like, you want to be on a TV? I was like, no, I want to produce the show. I don't want to be the person on the show. I can see where it can really go. And then once we shared the ideas and everything, he was just like, so what would it take you to come back? I said, that's a good question. I said, will it require a lot of my time, because I have a new grandbaby. My mom is 86. I pretty much saw how I wanted my life to be, and I didn't want it to be at a 9 to 5 where I'm locked down at a desk or anything like that. So they were really open and available to me. So it just worked out, and the deal got done. And I just signed a 2-year with them, because my contract was up about 2 months ago.
Wow. So what's been one of your most exciting shows or stories that you've shared?
I know this may sound a little awkward. Maybe the book tour.
Okay.
Because we're New York Times bestseller, so we stayed on tour for our cookbook and stuff. And I think for me, just meeting the people and seeing the impact of how food has a way of connecting people, and just seeing it live and living color. Nobody's rehearsed. It just happens. So it's very authentic, very generous, very big.
So what's your favorite? Which one is your favorite recipe? What's your?
Oh, my favorite recipe probably is. Because because I got a lot of them. I would probably say, I love it when, this is not really a recipe. I do it myself. But I take my collard greens and I roll it, but I put dirty rice and seasoned rice in it and roll the collard green like a leaf, like it's a, and I eat it that way because no one really expects that. So I have to have a little wow factor, you know. Let them know I still got the pimping in me, you know.
Okay, all right. Now, you know what? Now, the Greeks do something similar
They do?
to that. What is it called? The doma? But rice inside of a wrapped green. Now, I'm pretty sure it's not collard greens seasoned.
No, yeah,
green.
it is.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
collard greens
collard
with
greens fully seasoned.
Wow.
You leave the leaves kind of whole. So
Okay.
instead of you chopping them up and doing a ribbon cut on them, you leave them whole so you can have room to wrap it. And that, you know, the little stalk, it gets a little tender. So you can wrap it that way. And you just put like a little toothpick in it. Then you have your rice. So you can sprinkle some hot sauce on it and take it to town. And get your life in the kitchen.
Now, can you make that vegan?
And there you go. Are you a vegan?
I am vegan.
I suppose we could. Plus, I have to use more spices. Can't use my turkey meat. They got so yeah, I know that vegan thing. I'm not knocking it because I did have some vegan cake, and I was like, "This is not the real cake. It cannot be," because I ate the whole thing. But so that's a good thing about doing the show because I learned so much and I meet so many people.
All right,
but
all right,
you can.
all right. So, well, you're gonna have to make that and invite us over.
Okay.
So
we'll see about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Secondhand, look.
All right. So innovation. My goodness, how has leveraging your current platform like TV, talk shows, social media, redefine the way you really connect with and inspire your community?
I would say, I think for me in this new position and this new time and this new season of my life, I've been trying to figure out my purpose.
Okay.
And when I deal with different guests every day, I realize how I have a way of making people feel comfortable and feeling at home and feeling at ease. And I really think that's my gift for people. And so I really just try to move more so like that. Like not necessarily putting a label to it, but just letting people witness and be around me and just see me in my authenticity and not feeling like I have to be on. You know, because so many times we meet so many people who are on or already got that face. It's almost like they put a mask on.
Right.
And I wore a mask for a while. I'm not going to lie. I did. I wore a mask for a while to, to get along and get it on. You know how we have to do sometimes. But even though that's not you, you just kind of got to get back to you.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
yeah.
So what's next? What do you think is even beyond? I know you have a contract there with Bluff City, but any other projects that you're working on as well?
Not really. I have really, since I had my grandbaby, I've slowed. I mean, I do still do some motivational speaking. I go out and speak. I have something going on in Little Rock in November, and also in Nashville. But if I want to go close, I don't necessarily want to travel a whole lot because I don't like flying anymore. It's not fun, and I'm just not trying to be that kind of busy. I want my busy to just be whatever it is that I want to do at that time. I've had a schedule all my life. I just don't want a schedule anymore.
I like that. Hey, of course, as pastor, and I guess I'm not at that level that I can just do without a schedule just yet.
Well, you guys have a major schedule.
Major.
I never realized that until I stepped back and just kind of observed my pastor, and it's a lot. It's a lot.
It really is. God gives us grace in order to get through it all, but it is a lot. And I think a lot similar to what you've just described. A lot of time people see what they think is success, and they always say, okay, that's what I want. That's what I want. But it's a whole lot better just to be yourself. Find your purpose, be true to you, and live that out. And
constantly talk to God.
Yes.
You cannot stop that.
Because that's what's going to really give you the most fulfillment in life.
And it's also a piece that sort of usher in the peace a little more. Even when something is conflictual and you come home and you just say, Lord, what was that? And you just kind of talk it out. And, because I love talk therapy. Talk therapy is not necessarily talking to someone else, but talking out loud, just hearing yourself talking. You'd be surprised what you pick up and can hear when you do that. So I have to always keep that.
All right. So my takeaways, my goodness, look, you need to plan a trip by yourself.
By yourself.
Just to get away.
Just to enjoy the quiet. I know, everybody laughed when I was gone for it was 4 days. It wasn't even a long time, it's 4 days. My mom I was like, listen, I'm going to be fine.
Look,
and it was just It's something.
Well, if I could get away by myself, I'm like, I want Valerie with me because
Well,
I don't get
yeah.
a chance that often to take her along.
Well, see, because you're so busy, so you have
Yeah.
to keep the balance of your personal plus your
Right.
professional life.
Yeah.
You know, for me, I am alone now, so I can really revel in that. And my girls are like, Mom, be careful about that by yourself, because you know you ain't gonna never want to be with nobody. And I said, yeah, you're probably right, but I'm really cool with it if I don't. And that's a lot of people can't be by themselves. Like, you do not have to be with someone all the time. You don't have to have a partner. If God sends me a companion, awesome, to travel with, not to marry. God, don't do that. But just to travel with and have a good time
Now,
with.
that might be another
I'm down
show for
it, but
singleness because a lot
No.
of folks don't know how to handle singleness.
They do not. That should be my next book.
You might.
do not.
You know, because a lot of folks really struggle with the whole ideal of loneliness and being alone and
Can you go to
and
movies by
singleness.
yourself?
Me?
Yes, you.
Have I ever? Well, I've been to a movie by myself, but you know, when I'm traveling and I'm by myself, I do like alone time. I do like my alone time, even when I have the mission work to do.
Yeah, yeah.
But just
When you get that
those
break.
seasons that I can at least just be alone, I do enjoy it. And so I'm, you know, it's not like I'm the.
Yeah, uncomfortable,
Right.
don't know how to move. I can go to movies, dinner. I go to events. I went to a gala by myself because every time I go somewhere, I meet somebody anyway,
Right.
and then it starts that I'm gonna sit with you. This like I'm no longer by myself.
Yeah.
So I try to go in by myself.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. Well, a lot of great takeaways, and Mike, and thank you so very much.
Thank you.
I don't know if the folks can realize it, but my contacts are out, so I'm blind today. But look, thanks for joining me on this conversation today. Let me know what you think, and connect with me on all of our website, social media. Be sure to subscribe to the e-newsletter so that you don't miss out on even more ways to live your life outside the box, especially according to Gina Neely. Stay tuned for more conversation that will truly inspire you to do the